So you're ready to sell your product internationally. That's huge. But you're also facing one of the biggest challenges in business. How in the world do you pick a price when your market isn't just one city or even one country, but, well, the entire planet? It's a massive puzzle, right? Let's break down how you can start to solve it.
I mean, really think about that for a second. You've got one amazing product, but you're trying to sell it to literally billions of people. People with totally different expectations, different cultures, and of course, very different amounts of money in their pockets. A single price tag? No way. It's just not going to cut it.
And that's really the secret here. The answer isn't about finding some magical one-size-fits-all number. It's about building a smart, flexible strategy. It's about being deliberate and knowing why you're choosing the price you are.
To do that, you're going to need the right tools. So today, let's open up the Global Pricing Toolkit and take a look at 4 core strategies. These are the absolute fundamentals that any international business has to understand.
Okay, so what's in the box? We've got maximizing current profit, going all in for market share, a cool tactic called market skimming, and finally, establishing yourself through product quality leadership. Each one is a totally different path with its own risks and its own rewards. Let's see how they actually work. First up, we're going to tackle a classic business dilemma. It's a big one. Do you want to make as much cash as you possibly can, right now? Or are you playing the long game, trying to win over as many customers as you can for the future? The first strategy is all about the short game. With maximum current profit, your goal is super simple. Set your price to bring in the most cash right here, right now. You're just trying to get the biggest and fastest return on your investment.
And on the complete flip side, you have maximum market share. This is all about the long game. Here, you're actually setting your prices lower on purpose. Why would you do that? To get as many people as possible to buy your product as fast as possible. Your goal isn't profit today, it's total market dominance tomorrow.
So you can really see the trade-off here, can't you? You either set high prices for that short-term cash or use low prices to capture customers for the long haul. One path is all about immediate money, while the other is about building long-term influence. It really is a core decision about what kind of company you're trying to build. All right, let's move on to our next pair of strategies. Now these two are less about that cash versus customers fight and a lot more about brand perception. It's about how people see your product. Are you the exclusive, cutting-edge innovator? Or are you, without a doubt, the best in the business? Okay, market skimming is a really fascinating approach. You launch your product with a high price tag. Why? You're targeting those early adopters, the folks who will happily pay a premium just to have the latest and greatest thing. Then over time, you slowly lower the price to pull in the next wave of buyers, and then the next. You're basically skimming the cash off the top of each layer of the market. Pretty clever, right?
And then we have product quality leadership. Now this is a bold move. Here, your high price isn't just for the launch. It's a permanent statement about your product's value. You're basically telling the entire world, look, we cost more because we are better. The price tag itself becomes a signal of just how good your product is.
Okay, so we've got our 4 strategies lined up. But having a toolkit and actually knowing how to use it are 2 very different things. So what's the most crucial part? How do you actually figure out which of these strategies is the right one for a specific country or region? Well, the answer isn't going to be buried in some spreadsheet or a business plan. It's out there, in the real world, with the actual people you want to sell to. A pricing strategy is totally useless if it doesn't connect with the human element. This is where your cultural compass becomes your single most important tool. So to pick your strategy, you absolutely have to investigate 3 critical things. First, local culture. What does value or premium even mean in this new place? Second, you have to look at consumer behavior. How do people shop there? Are they loyal to brands or are they just hunting for the lowest price? And third, and this one is so important, regional buying power. To put it simply, what can your customers actually afford? Believe me, these aren't minor details. They're the foundation of your entire plan. And here's the thing, you can't just guess the answers to those questions. This is where the real work comes in. The source material is very clear on this. The most fundamental step is to go out there and run pricing experiments. You have to test your ideas in the real world and see how real people actually react. So let's just bring it all home. A successful global pricing strategy, it's not a shot in the dark. It's not a guess. It's a deliberate choice. It's a choice you make from a toolkit of solid options, and then you fine-tune it with real data that you get from understanding your customers on a deep human level. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Just imagine your product is all boxed up, ready to ship out across the globe.
You've got the toolkit, you know the critical questions you need to ask about your new customers. The only thing left to decide is, which strategy are you going to choose?